Are you planning to immigrate to Canada and wondering which English test is right for you? The IELTS or CELPIP? You're not alone. Many newcomers are unsure which one to choose. In this video, I'll walk you through the key differences, advantages, and tips to help you decide which test fits your goals, learning style, and situation best. Welcome to Learn English with Uncle Rob in Canada. I'm Uncle Rob, your English coach for IELTS, CELPIP, and everyday Canadian English. If you want to pass your English test and build a better life in Canada, you're in the right place. Let's get started. What are IELTS and CELPIP? Let's start with the basics. IELTS stands for the International English Language Testing System. It's accepted in over 140 countries and is one of the most widely recognized English tests in the world. It comes in two versions, both the academic and the general. If you're applying for permanent residency in Canada, you'll need the general version. On the other hand, CELPIP stands for the Canadian English Language Proficiency Index Program. It was designed in Canada, and it's specifically made for Canadian immigration, citizenship, and some professional licensing. CELPIP feels very Canadian, especially in terms of accents, vocabulary, situations. Now, let's look at the test format between the differences. Both tests evaluate your English in 4 areas: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But how they do it is very different. IELTS can be taken on paper or on a computer, depending upon where you live. The speaking test is a live interview with a certified examiner. That means you will sit face-to-face with someone and answer their questions. CELPIP, by contrast, is fully computer-based, including the speaking section. You'll wear a headset and speak your answers into a microphone. The whole test takes place on a computer, usually in one sitting. So if you're shy or nervous speaking to a person, CELPIP might feel easier. But if you find it strange to talk to a machine, IELTS might be more comfortable. Which one is easier? So, which test is easier? That depends upon your strengths. If you're used to writing by hand and talking to real people, you might prefer the IELTS. If you're good with computers, can type quickly, and don't mind speaking into a mic, CELPIP might be more your style. Also, many test takers say CELPIP feels more modern and more Canadian. The topics often include real-life situations, like renting an apartment or talking to a coworker. But the IELTS is a bit more formal and global in style. Let's look at some sample question differences. In CELPIP, for speaking, you might get a question like, describe a time you helped a friend move. What happened, and how did they feel? Now, you'll have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to respond. Well, in the IELTS, for the speaking section, the examiner might ask, do you enjoy helping others? Why or why not? Then follow up with additional personal questions. CELPIP listening often uses Canadian accents and everyday workplace audio. IELTS listening is more international, with British, Australian, and North American accents. Let's look at availability and cost. Of course, availability can make your decision for you. If you're inside Canada, you can probably choose either test. CELPIP is available in all major cities. If you're outside Canada, IELTS is more likely to be available. Both tests cost around 280 to 300 Canadian dollars, depending upon your location and test center. The prices, they're fairly similar. Now, let's look at scoring and CLB conversion. Both IELTS and CELPIP scores are converted to the Canadian Language Benchmark Scale, or the CLB. That's what Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada uses, also known as the IRCC. For example, an IELTS score of a 6.0 usually equals a CLB of 7. A CELPIP score of 7 also equals a CLB score of 7. The key is to check what CLB level your immigration pathway requires. Then match that to your test result. My recommendation. Here's my advice. If you're already in Canada, CELPIP might be easier to book and more relevant to life here. If you're tech savvy, probably will like it. If you're more comfortable with a pen and paper though, or if you want a test accepted worldwide, well, then the IELTS is a fantastic option. The important thing is to choose a test that fits your strengths, not what others say is easier. Here's a bonus segment. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we finish, here are 3 common mistakes people make when choosing or taking these tests. Number 1, choosing based on price or availability alone. Yes, availability matters, but also choose the test that matches your comfort zone. Do you prefer speaking to a person or using a headset? That choice will affect your score. Number 2, not understanding the scoring system. A score of 6 in the IELTS doesn't mean the same thing as a 6 in CELPIP. Always look at the CLB equivalency table to be sure you're hitting your immigration target. Number 3, waiting too long to book a test. Look at test centers, they fill up fast, especially during immigration deadlines. Book early so you get the date, location, and the format you want. Now here's a bonus tip. Try a practice test. Take a full-length practice test before choosing. Both the IELTS and the CELPIP offer free or paid sample tests. You'll quickly learn which format feels easier for you, and that can make all the difference for you. So, you're taking the IELTS or the CELPIP? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel. And please share it with a friend who is also applying to Canada. I'm Uncle Bob. I'm here to help you pass your English test, improve your language, and succeed in Canada. Oh, I've also created a free 20-page English and settlement guide for immigrants to Canada. It includes test prep tips, common phrases, and cultural advice for living in Canada. So, please download it now using the link in the description below. It should really help you. I will see you next time.